Hello everybody, welcome to Chinese Pod. I'm Joy.
And I'm Joe.
大家好. So you might have heard this greeting from us. 大家好. And 家, the word in the middle, is going to be what we're talking about for today's character mind map. What does 家 normally mean?
家 normally means home. And now you may wonder, so how does this like hello everybody related? I like to remember this as something like, you can imagine like a very big home. 大 is big, right? Big home, and then it's like somebody greeting like everyone in that big home, like the 4 generations that live in that place or something, like everyone, hello. 大家好.
So that's right. 大家 means everyone. And today we'll also be talking about 家 in the regular meaning, which is home. Let's look at the words now. Okay, my first group of words is a verb and then the word 家. So it functions like a verb phrase. The first one is 在家.
Okay, 在 means to be at. So 在 together with 家 would be to be at home. So this makes up to be home.
Exactly. So for instance, you'll commonly hear people calling each other, Joe, 你在家吗?
在
Oh.
我在家.
You're home, I'm gonna come find you.
Okay.
Or I can say, Joe, 你在家吗? And if he's not home, he would say,
我不在家.
Oh, you're not home. 那你什么时候回家?
Ah, here we have the next phrase, right? So we have here the verb 回, which means to return. So this paired up with home is to go back home or to return home. And now you have asked me, when do I come home? 8点.
Joe 8点回家. So Joe will be returning home at 8. I guess I'll come find you at 8 then.
Okay.
Okay, and we have one more word here, and the verb in front is 搬. That phrase is 搬家.
Okay. 搬 means to move something. So to move your home just means to move, like to another city or something.
Joe, 我要搬家了.
Oh, where to?
法国.
Ah, to France. Oh, I think I can ask you a question here as well. 你什么时候搬家?
明年.
Ah, so you will move next year. That's still enough time for us.
Yes.
Now we'll talk about some common nouns that have the word 家 inside. And the first word we have here is the word for country.
国家. So 国 is country and 家 is home. The whole noun 国家, that's country. Joe, 你知道世界上有几个国家吗?
Oh, whether I know how many countries there are in the world. I think something 190 plus.
Yeah, there's a lot of countries. 世界上有好多国家.
There are so many countries in the world.
Okay, and I have the second one for you, and you can guess what this one is.
Okay.
老家.
老 is the word for old. So now it's old plus home, old home. Old home, my old home. Like the place where I come from or something?
Yeah, so this one is not having moved, where is your old home? It's like, where did you grow up? So I can say, 旧的老家在德国, but where?
Ah, 在柏林.
旧的老家在柏林.
Like in Berlin.
Okay, and finally, I have one more noun for you. Now, this one, you're just gonna have to sort of wing it because it's phonetic.
Okay.
Phonetic translation, 宜家. It is actually related to the home.
Okay, can you give me maybe a sample sentence or something?
我想去宜家买东西.
A place where you can buy things. I don't know, what is it?
I'll give you another clue. 我刚搬家，所以我想去宜家买东西.
So you have just moved, so you need to buy something. So you probably need furniture.
Yes, and where is that one place we all go to?
Okay. Oh yeah, I've been there a couple of times as well. Is it IKEA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a Chinese phonetic translation, and it's really interesting because 宜 means suitable for, and 家 is home, as we've learned. So literally, 宜家 sort of sounds like IKEA, and it's a brand that's suitable for the home.
That's a very nice translation.
Yeah. So we mentioned 大家 means everyone. And besides 大家好, we can also greet people in several ways. For example, if I want to say good morning, everyone, we can say 大家早. Zao is morning. Or 大家晚安.
晚安 would be evening.
Yes. Oh, everybody, I'm going to sleep. Good night, everyone, like this. But we can also use everyone to talk about things that everyone does.
Okay. What would be things that, for example, everyone likes or loves?
Money?
Okay, yeah, maybe. So
It's neutral. It's neutral. 大家都爱钱.
okay, everybody loves money. And here you used 都 after 大家, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And 都 means
Like everything or like
The
together, all. And you have to use this whenever you use 大家, not in like hello or something, but if you talk about everyone doing something. So when you have 大家 together with a verb, then you have to use 都 afterwards.
Yep. And then so 都 and then plus the verb and the object. Okay, so that was 大家. Let me give you another one that's very close but slightly different in meaning. 人家.
Okay. Means, I think it means somebody else, other people, something like this, right?
Exactly. So 人 is people, and 家 here is just another type of, this is a category for a people noun. So 人家 is those people or the others. So again, when we have a comparison, when we say others, we're sort of creating a contrast with whoever else we're talking about, like me and the others. Okay, so let me give you a sentence.
Okay.
人家都说我很美.
Oh, so everyone, here it's everyone. Everyone says you are pretty, right?
Ah, so here it actually is they all say.
They all say, okay, like the other people.
Yes.
Okay. Where would you use this? Or, yeah.
You actually had a good insight. So if you can also say everyone thinks I'm beautiful, that would be 大家都说我很美.
Okay, so this is everyone because you had 大家. So what is now the difference between 人家? Like, because it sounds like, for now, it sounds like you can use them for everyone.
So if I say 人家, the context might be, oh, someone might criticize me and say something to which I would respond. But the other ones, like, but they think I'm pretty.
So it's not generally everyone, but for example, if I say, how do you look today? Like, what's then
wrong
you're like,
with you?
but everyone else says I'm pretty.
Yeah, so you might be saying like, oh, you're recently like kind of put on some weight. And I might say, 人家都说我很美, but they
But
all think
the
I'm
other
pretty.
people, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So we can also use 人家 to not only describe those people in general, but more specifically he or she in the company.
Ah, I think I've heard this before. For instance, when somebody asks you, oh, why didn't you guys, the two of you, you guys come to the bar yesterday? Like if I invited you or something.
And I might say, 人家不喜欢酒吧.
Okay, so now you're saying this person here, that other person, not necessarily saying you, but that other person doesn't like to go to bars.
Yeah, that one didn't like it.
Okay.
So that's just a he or she or that other person. Now, I can take this a step further
Okay.
and use 人家 to describe me in the third person.
Okay.
So if you ask me the same question,
Like, why didn't you come to the bar yesterday?
I might say, 人家不喜欢酒吧. Like, oh, you know I don't like, but I'm not really saying I'm like, it's kind of like, you know Joy doesn't like
Oh, it's
bars.
like referring to the other person to yourself in the third person. And I think you're comparing yourself to maybe me right now. Because, like, I invited you, but you, on the other side, don't like to go to bars.
Yeah. This
Okay.
is a bit of like a cutesy way of answering since, as in English, we don't normally refer to ourselves in the third person. So if I'm like, 人家不喜欢, it's like, oh, this person doesn't like it.
Okay. So you'll always find like a, kind of a comparison when using this 人家. So in the first one we had like the other people, like compared to what you've just said. Then we had this other person here, like not necessarily me, but this other person here. And then we had myself compared to maybe you, this other person. In the beginning, we paired up 家 together with some verbs. And here we had, for instance, to return home.
回家,
Then we built some nouns, for instance, country.
国家,
And then we talked about everyone and the other people.
大家, 人家. Okay, and before we finish, I have one more for you.
Okay.
This one's very colloquial. It's 家伙.
Oh, oh, it's like this guy or this fellow. So you mean like when you're getting mad at me maybe or something?
Oh, you mean like whenever you forget our appointments?
Yes.
Yes. So I might say, oh, 这家伙, he's always late.
Okay, anyways, if you guys have any questions on today's lesson and characters and words, please leave them in the comment section below. And my name is Joe.
I'm Joy. 下次见.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Chinese pod, Chinese pod.